So, this is Saturday night. This is day 2 of no electricity, and now we have no internet, and now we have no cell signal whatsoever. And anything? Okay, day 3 of no electricity. And starting about midday yesterday, we lost cell service. We don't have internet. And I have a spare generator. I loaned that to my friend, and Bev loaned her spare generator to a friend. And gasoline, I got them started with some gasoline. And that's another problem. Nobody can find gasoline around here because the gas stations have no power. So people are having to drive 50, 60 miles to get gasoline for the generators. And what else? So we have basically no access to information. And what we have gathered before we lost cell service was that they're saying, today's Sunday, they're saying that it'll be Friday before we get power back. So that'll be a total of 8 days without electricity, which, people have had it far worse. There's people right near us. Actually, the next street over behind us, homes were destroyed, devastated, unlivable. So, we have a catastrophe of our own, but not on that level, that's for sure. So we are thankful that we have a home that's undamaged, and we're thankful that we have a generator that's provided our entire house with electricity. I've taken showers and cooked food and had coffee and slept in air conditioning, and right now I got the fan blowing on me because I just went out and changed the oil in my generator. And that was quick and easy.
Okay, I have something to add.
What do you want to add? You'll have to get a little closer, hon.
I'm going to add that in my 68 years of life, I have avoided this living here in the South. It's hit all around me, everywhere I've lived. We've had about a dozen come through here since we lived here. So it's our turn, because it's devastated people all around us all my life. And
Yeah.
we moved out of that mobile home over there, and then a couple months after we moved out, tornado blew it
Destroyed it,
away.
yeah.
It was gone. There was no
We
mobile home.
really have been fortunate,
Yep.
been blessed.
So it's just my turn, and the Lord loves me.
Yeah, we lived over
Listen,
between Benton and Bossier on Highway 3, and we lived in a mobile home, and then we bought our first home, and we moved out of that mobile home and into our new home. And within a couple of months, a tornado came through, and that mobile home, we never did find it. It was complete. We found the roof, but the rest of it was gone. Frame and everything. Left the roof there and took the trailer and the frame, gone. I had no idea where it went. And a lot of people died in that tornado. And I don't think have we lost any lives here, hon? Do we know that?
we've had no news. I don't know.
Yeah, there's just no way of knowing. No way of knowing, so. All right, so if anything interesting happens, I'll update this. But today is Sunday morning. I changed the oil, so this generator will need the oil change Tuesday morning, because I got to change it about every 48, 50 hours. And right now I have 62 hours on that generator. And and I figured out why my fan quit running. The outlet that I have the fan plugged into on the generator, I'm talking about the exhaust fan inside the generator shed. Well, I went to make sure that the plug was plugged in, and I did not know this, but I bumped the test button on the GFCI circuit breaker. The plug is a GFCI plug, and I accidentally bumped the test button, so it kicked it out. And when I reset it, the fan started back up. So that was my problem. That was my fault. So I was blaming it on the Chinese exhaust fan, but it was the Italian fat fingers. Okay, we'll see you. Okay, day 4. still no electricity. Of course, I have my generator running, and my God, have we gone through some gasoline. I haven't added it up yet, but I will. How many cans you think we gone through, hon?
Well, it's been at least one every 10 hours.
And yesterday when I changed the oil, we'd gone 62 hours. Plus, I gave 2 5-gallon cans of gas to somebody who didn't have it. You couldn't get gas around here. The gas stations are closed for 50, 60 miles around us. There's people driving an hour and a half, 2 hours away to get gas. And, we are officially on the map because the Red Cross dropped by to make sure we were alive.
Yeah, I said, I'll take some Red Cross. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't give us nothing, not even a sandwich.
Well, if I had thought about it, I would have asked them, yeah, do you have some colostomy supplies?
Yeah, colostomy, yeah.
Because I'm out of them.
Yeah, we are having an emergency. This colostomy, man, this bag, it leaks, and what a nasty, smelly, filthy mess. And we're gone through some freaking bags. And the hospital really dropped the ball. You know, towards the end of my stay, they're telling us that they're going to have home health care drop by every day and make sure my wound is healing and, instruct us on putting these bags on. And they were supposed to send us home with a box of these bags, a kit, and they did not. And home health care, haven't heard hide nor hair of them. And that was before the lights went off, you know. And then the phone has been off. So I don't know when I'm going to upload this. Today is Monday morning, and I have a gastrointestinal appointment at 1 this afternoon. So I'm hoping they'll have some they can give us. Because what do we got? 2 bags left?
Yeah, and the bad part about it was just they didn't give us anything, and there was supposed to have been a kit, a starter kit with everything you need.
That's a lovely dress.
Well, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I had to get up and go put gas in.
Are you going to a fancy ball?
I may. Anyway, we were supposed to have the kit before you even came home from the hospital,
Yeah.
and nothing. Zip. Nada. And if I hadn't have picked them scissors up that belonged to that stone nurse, we wouldn't even have had those. But she left them in the room, and I took them.
So that's where we're at, day 4, and they're saying it'll be 5 more days where we get power back. And I've learned a few things. We've done all right with everything except I went through way more gas than I anticipated. And I'm gonna work on getting my 2 100-pound tanks of propane filled up, because each tank would give me about 70 hours of run time, and that's pretty good there. That's a long. That's 3 days. Yeah, 3 days at about 50% power, and this thing. The only thing this generator's really running is a couple of lights, a refrigerator and freezer kicking on and off, and you don't even notice it, and my AC. And when we want hot water, we turn the AC off and throw the hot water breaker, and it takes about 20 minutes to heat the entire 40-gallon tank. So we're doing okay. We got food. We haven't had to leave for anything. The only thing I'm lacking is colostomy bags, and this is not something I planned for when I was looking to the future to store gas.
Well, I thought they would send it. I mean, I didn't. You could go buy them online, which I've already done, and they still won't be here till tomorrow and Wednesday. So I don't know. Maybe I'll go over to the hospital and plead my case to them.
Yeah, and that's another thing. They were supposed to mail us a sample kit of various types of bags, and they didn't do that. And now we have mail disruptions because, gas stations are closed, trees are down, highways are closed. I'm telling you, the devastation around here. You know, what we have behind us is just an unthinkable. I mean, it doesn't even seem possible that her and I are going to be able to clean this up. Oh, and let me tell you, somebody did something just so unbelievable. Gave me a significant amount of money to help with the cleanup, and it will probably help me hire a teenager for 8 or 10 days. But it's going to be months before I'm well enough to get out there and pick up a chainsaw. And it'll have to be cooler weather, because when I sweat, this colostomy bag is coming off. So it's another thing I've realized. Anyway.
Well, for all those that pray, please pray that the owners of this land behind us do the right thing. Step up and do the right thing.
Yeah, there's a gas well behind us, and you know, the gas well people, they lease the land from the owner of the land, and we got to find out who the owner is. He has got widowmakers. You can't even get in the backyard, because who knows when these things are going to come down, and they're all leaning, you know, towards our yard.
Well, they're widowmakers. They're hung up on trees in our yard. You know, we didn't have one tree in our yard come down.
Yeah, it was
they were all
their trees. Yeah,
that knocked
and
off
our fence, the entire backyard, all the way down to where the cows are, is crushed, destroyed. Very expensive chain link fence, and we won't be able to replace the chain link. We'll have to go back with small animal wire. Anyway, but when I think about, you know, our catastrophe, our mess here that just seems like an impossibility to clean up, I think about the people around here who lost their homes.
That's right. Nobody got killed around here, though. But
nobody got killed, but there's a lot of homes that have been completely destroyed and made unlivable. And Bev has, you know, what you would call the widowmaker. It's the top of one of her trees blew over, and it's hanging by a thread. So, and it's way up there too. So we will have to hire somebody to climb that tree and drop that widowmaker, just so we can, you know, get her yard cleaned up. And
it's coming down. It gets lower and lower every
Yeah.
day. You know, you stand outside, and if it wasn't for the generators, we would hear trees cracking all around here. Because I was standing down here past the porch, and I heard Keith's tree crack. And I walked down there, and it was slowly falling on his shop. Huge tree.
Oh yeah, our neighbor Keith has got one of his neighbor's trees coming down. We don't know today what today looks like, but he put up this very huge metal building shop, and God, that tree looks like it's going to come down on that. So, and I am sleeping in the recliner because of the leakage. I do not want to be sleeping in my bed. I got one of those medical pads here. It's been a real freaking treat, this bag leaking, and I don't know. Anyway.
Well, nobody told me nothing about nothing. I didn't even know you could get these barrier rings and all that kind of stuff. You know, what she showed me one time and what to do, I thought, oh, that's a piece of cake. You know, no big deal at all. Well, that's not true.
Yeah. Okay, that's 9 minutes of me talking. We'll check in tomorrow. Oh yeah, there is some more good news. Last Monday, before all this, I went to the doctor that did my surgery, and they were supposed to remove my Johnson hose. And his assistant said, no, he wants to leave it in for 3 more weeks, and I was just freaking heartbroken. So we come home, and the next day, Tuesday afternoon, that PA calls me. She said, I made a mistake. Dr. Smith, the guy that did my surgery, was going over your record, and he saw that we didn't remove your Johnson hose, and he wants you to come in tomorrow and get it removed, which would be Wednesday. So I did. So last Wednesday, I got the Johnson hose out, And it took me about 2 or 3 hours, and I was standing up peeing like a man. And boy, was that a relief. So my misery has been cut in half, basically. Actually, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm still weak. I'm really trying hard to gain my strength back. I got a wheeled walker coming, and I'm going to use that. And here's the only reason I need it is because I get really lightheaded and dizzy, and I have to sit for a minute. But, I don't need it to walk until I've walked so far that I really become weak and have a hard time standing up without holding on to something. So I need it just to help me get over the hump of walking further and further, and I'm going to keep trying to, gain my strength back. And here's the thing. By the time I am able to pick a chainsaw up and walk any appreciable distance, I'm going to have to start thinking about my second surgery, which is going to take another 6 months to get over. So, it's going to be a year before I can get, maybe a year, I don't know. I just can't see the future, and I can't see any way that I can get out there with this bag on me and go to chainsaw and cut, because if I sweat, it loosens the seal that holds the bag to my skin. And then, let's just say the shit hits the fan, or whatever, because that's what happens. So anyway, this morning, I have an appointment with the gastrointestinal people, the people that gave me 7 or 8 colonoscopies and couldn't decide what was wrong with me and let me be sick for 2 years. Those people are the only game in town, or I'd quit them for sure. But first of all, we got to go get gas. We are out of gas. And I am really shocked at the amount of gasoline that I've used for that generator. And on the other hand, I'm super, super pleased with this generator just humming day and night and day and night, and giving us everything we need, from hot water to air conditioning. Okay, so we got to go get gas, and we're going to look for a cell phone signal so we can call the doctor to make sure that they're actually going to be open today, because we have no news. And I do have that antenna there, and I got some Westerns, but very little else. And we don't know, certain parts of Shreveport and Bossier still don't have electricity, so we don't know that they're going to be open. Although we do have to go and find some colostomy bags. I have 1 colostomy bag left. This is a real emergency. So anyway, I know I'm yapping, but alrighty, that's it for today. Today is Monday. This is a lady on the corner of our road here. That's terrible.
Okay, well, it's not any worse than it was when
it's gone through her house.
Yeah, it's not gotten. Well, I guess it has. Yeah.
Jeez. What a shame.
Yeah.
Her power's down. Her power line is down.
Oh, somebody come mow this yard. Okay, go down this way. I want to look down this street. I'm sorry.
It did hit their house.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's on their house. Good God.
I'm sorry. Well, you know what? It doesn't look like it damaged it. To tell you the truth, it's just sitting there. Boy. These are those hackberries. That's what fell over and this crepe myrtle tree.
Yeah, that was a very, very old. How old do you say?
I bet you it's as old as this town is.
Yeah.
And they purposely did not cut it down when they started clearing this off to save it.
All right, we have power. We have electricity. We do not have internet, but we do have cell service back.
I don't understand why your phone is working and mine is not.
Did you restart your phone, hon?
Yes, you mean the big boot?
The big boot, yeah. Did you big boot your phone?
I booted it like 5 times.
Oh, well, I don't know. I have a full 5G signal.
And I'm going to boot it right on out the door if it don't start working.
So, this is day 5. We actually got electricity back yesterday afternoon, rather. And, boy, what a... So, we were only out electricity 4 days, and boy, did we learn a lot. Here's a couple things we've learned. 5 gallons of gas is not terribly heavy, but because of my surgery, I can't lift it. And so it took 2 of us to get the gas up and balance it on the generator while I guided the nozzle into the fuel hole and she leaned it over. So, I think if we were young, it wouldn't be that big a deal. But 5 gallons of gas is heavy when you're trying to balance it and not spill it and lean it over on a very, thin piece of metal. So I ordered a battery-powered pump that will pump it out of the gas can and into the generator. I'm really happy with this generator. This thing has just hummed along and given us everything we needed. We've had hot water, we've had AC. We actually had a gentleman die in our county from the heat here in Harrison County. Older fella died in his house from the heat, and what a shame.
Yeah, somebody.
Yeah, and we had no way of communicating, so we had no outside, no way to reach people and say, hey, I've got AC, come stay at my house. I don't know you, but you can sleep on my floor, you can sit in my recliner, and you can have AC. I did manage to loan a couple generators out to my friends, and I think that gave them some AC, or at least some fans. And unless I walked around and banged on doors, nobody had any way of knowing that we were, fully electrified over here.
Well, we had the Red Cross. I mean,
We did have Red Cross come down here, yeah.
And that's what they were doing, but they said the damage was so extensive that, they were here 2 full days and they had done very little because there was so much damage to so many houses.
Yeah, and we just watched the electric representative saying that in the history of their company, SWEPCO, they've never had so many main transmission lines come down. And that's what was taking them so long to get electricity back, because they were basically having to rebuild their whole system. Not just phone poles, but the gigantic poles that hold the transmission lines, the main lines up. And I'm going to do a separate video about my generator. I'm really happy with my generator. It just did everything I needed it to do. And so I can't think of anything else. Can you think of anything else? We did have to do some switching. I couldn't run my AC when I turned my hot water heater on. I'm not certain I couldn't, but I didn't want to take the risk. So we just shut the AC down and flip the breaker for the hot water heater. It takes about 30 minutes for the water to heat up, and then shut it back off and turn the AC back on. So there was no, I cooked an egg on the stove. So we lacked nothing. And we did get a warning from our town saying that if we didn't get electricity back pretty soon, that we would be out of water, because they had no way to refill the water tank, which is way behind us, way up on a hill, and it gravity feeds. So that was nice that we got electricity. We didn't run out of water. We got plenty of drinking water. We got, tons of drinking water. But it was nice to be able to take a shower when we needed to. And gasoline, I haven't figured out yet how much gas we've used. And when I do the generator video, I'll have it figured out by then, because I figured I used about 5 gallons every 8 to 10 hours.
Right. I think about 10 hours, seemed like every 10 hours we were
Well, it was pretty hot. When the AC ran more, we used more gas.
Right.
So I'm going to err on the side of caution and say we used about 10 gallons per day. Yeah. But I'm going to look at the hours on my generator, and I'll have a closer figure.
Oh, and you got to change the oil, because that oil was black.
Yeah. This thing was brand new. I ran it about 10 hours, and then I changed the oil, and then I ran it about 40 hours and changed the oil. And At this time, I ran it about 50 hours and changed the oil, and it was black. So probably today, maybe today, I'll change the oil for the last time and get it ready for next time I need my generator. And my friend is going to bring the 2 generators I loaned him back today, and I'm just going to put them in my garage and change the oil in them and drain all the gas out of them and put them away for next time they're needed. It was nice to have them. Alrighty.
And
Yeah.
I want to thank everybody, and I'm going to try to say this without crying, but I want to thank everybody that prayed for us and was concerned and worried, and it was nice to have a family out there that was thinking of us and was hoping everything was okay. So
Yep. It is a good feeling to know that there's people out there that care about you, and you're our family. You
that's
know?
right.
Alrighty, and thank you very much to the people that helped me out financially on PayPal. I'm grateful. And alrighty, I don't know if I can upload this. I'm going to try to upload this. This is Tuesday early morning, about what, 5 o'clock or so?
Yes, it's about 5, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see if I can upload this with a signal I got. It's not quite a full signal, and they may be, throttling it back because of a lot of people with no internet yet. Alrighty, have a good Tuesday, y'all, and my next video will be about my generator. See ya.